Tara. This is my mom, Jill, who was a single mom. We got the question, how did mom do it all as a single mom? How did she cook? How did she work? How did she spend time with us, clean, all that kind of stuff? And we are answering that question today. We are the authors of the Dining on a Dime cookbook, where you can eat better, spend less. Please visit us at Living on a Dime to check it out. Also, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you love our videos and would like to see more. All right, my mom was a single mom for about 13 years until my brother and I grew up. And we are talking a little bit about how to be a single mom, get out of debt, those kinds of things. But one of the big questions we always get is, how did you do it all, Mom?
Well, to be honest, I didn't do it all. Nobody can do it all.
Nobody can do it all.
Yeah. That's one thing they tell you. You can have it all, you can do it all, and because you're a woman, here you roar. And I think that does a injustice to most women.
Actually feminists
women.
Feminists have actually done more harm to women than have helped.
It really does.
Really think
it hurts you because they set a standard so high that women are trying to obtain. And it's an impossible, it's an impossible standard. I mean, that's why God created a helpmeet for each of you, because if he thought you could have done it all on your own, he wouldn't have done that. Don't expect so much of yourself. You have to give some things up.
But at the same time, I know women who don't expect anything of themselves. So we're going to talk kind of about the happy medium.
There is a happy medium. See, that's what happens with these things. There's nothing not trying to obtain this stuff, but you can go to extremes. For either end is an extreme. And we always talk about moderation, do everything in moderation and balance. And so I had to learn to give up a lot of things. My house was not as spotless clean as I would have liked it to be.
But it wasn't a pit
either. It wasn't a pit, no. If the dust was a little bit higher than normal, but I made sure the kitchen was always spotless clean. You have to keep some semblance of a clean home, because that's the biggest deterrent, one of the biggest deterrents. I don't think women realize they leave their homes cluttered and clothes all around and dishes piled high, and you get home and you're trying to fix a meal and your countertops are covered. You've got mail that you haven't opened up and paperwork you haven't dealt with, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And yours probably looks maybe really bad now, and you may have to spend a week off. If you're off work for a week, you may have to spend time getting it in order and getting it together. And we've got videos on that and everything. But once you get it in order, you stay on top of that. One of the ways I did that was I started the night before. Let's say your house is together. And I started the night before, and I would take and have the kids, while they were cleaning the table off for dinner, they helped me. You've got to get the kids to help. I don't care what anybody says. Your kids need to help you a lot. If they're walking, they can help you. As soon as they toddle, they can put trash in the trash bin. They can throw their diaper. Those don't seem like much, but it gets them started.
As soon as my kids could walk, they started throwing their own diapers in the trash. They started putting trash
their own
for
toys.
Me, picking up their toys.
Yeah, and so you need to get them involved. So they would be cleaning up the kitchen, and while they were doing that, and I was wiping counters, helping them a little bit, I would put the leftovers away and get lunches ready for the next day. This is why I start the day before. And we were just talking on a video about quality time and quantity time. That's one of the ways I spent time with my kids. I never had them just go always do their chores on their own. We worked together on these things. We learned to work as a team. Now that I think about it, David, you and I still do really good when it comes to doing things together. It's you learn to work as a team. And so I got the lunches ready, and then we would take and I would fold clothes sometimes too when they would first get in. While they were doing homework after dinner, they would do homework, and I would sit and fold clothes while they did homework, and that way I could work with them. All this stuff you have to do more than one thing. I multitasked, So I would fold the clothes, And then after dinner, usually I would piddle around and get some stuff done. I did a little work. I did cleaning the house, just a little bit till they went to bed. We'd go to each bed. I'd go with them to each bedroom, and they would have to pick up their stuff in their bedroom. Their clothes would be laid out for the night before of what they were going to wear. And while they were picking up their bedroom, once again, we were working together. I would go through their hamper. They would throw their dirty clothes in their hamper, and I would go through their hamper and pull out, say, all the dark clothes. I've got a lot of dark clothes, so I'll pull those out. And then take and go to the next bedroom and do the next child, and the same thing, pull out the dirty clothes while they were doing their stuff. And I would put it in the wash machine, because then I would get mine out and put them in the wash machine. They would be in bed, and I would usually do some more stuff. I worked probably about 2 hours at least after they went to bed. Now, I didn't start the wash machine. I just put it in, because in Kansas, if you let laundry sit overnight, it mildews and smells. But I put the laundry in there. We had all the backpacks ready. Well, you didn't, I don't know if you even had, but all the books piled and ready. And we had paperwork signed. Their coats were always hung in the same spot before they went to bed. Their shoes were I had to keep it down precision. We didn't have time to look for shoes in the morning. That's a waste of time. And so then I would get like the table set for breakfast. I would get things set out for breakfast.
You might say, well, I don't know how to make my kids responsible for their stuff. Stop allowing them to play computer games and play on the phone and all these things until all this stuff is done. Yeah. So in this situation, we were responsible for our coats and our shoes. So if this would be nowadays, we were not allowed to be on the computer or watch TV or play with our friends or whatever until our shoes were in the right spot, our coats were in the right spot, and our chores were done. All these moms keep saying, well, I just don't know how to get my kids to help out.
No, they don't play or do anything until the chores were done.
You don't allow them to do anything until their chores are done and they are totally ready.
And that kind of goes into the next thing, like in the morning then when they get up, I would get up first. I had my clothes all laid out. If I needed a shower, I took my shower in the evening before I went to bed, laid my clothes out ready. I could stand up and get dressed within like 1 minute. I could have my clothes slung on my body. And I would get up before they did, and I had to go work in the basement. So I would put in a couple of hours work. I'd get up at 5:30, and I would walk down to the basement. Well, on the way down to my workshop was the wash machine. I would turn it on, and it would start washing the load, and I would go down and work for a couple of hours. I'd come up, and usually I have to change my clothes again because I worked 2 different jobs. One was a receptionist where I had to dress up. The work downstairs, I had to wear overalls. And so then I would go.
Mom made piano parts at home, in case you guys are wondering. So yeah.
And so I would change them to clothes second time, get them awake while they were getting around. They could not eat breakfast until they had, if there was anything left in their bedroom that needed to be picked up, until they were dressed, fully dressed and ready for everything together for school. And at that time, I would be cooking breakfast. And then and of course, the smell of breakfast, oh my goodness, you talk about motivation for kids when they're hungry in the morning. Yeah. They moved quickly. I never had to push them I never had to force you guys to get your stuff done.
And how does this relate to saving money? We never went to McDonald's hardly. I mean, it was extremely rare that we went out to eat. We never stopped by the convenience store and picked up food. We never stopped by McDonald's and picked up food on the way to school. So all these things, as a single mom, how many times are you doing that? You need to start adding that up, because that is a lot of money you are spending going out to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because you're not doing these things and getting yourself prepared.
Another thing you're doing is you're teaching your kids responsibility, self-control, self-discipline. And that's going to translate years later into their money, how they control their money and their lives in every area too. People don't do that when they're young, and when they wonder why their kids are sitting at home playing video games at 35 years old. You know, they were playing video games when they were 10 years old.
You wonder why your kids are disrespectful to you. Because you allow it.
Yeah. And so all of this is teaching and training them good skills for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to holler, come on, get moving. That breakfast motivated them. They'd come in and they would automatically eat their breakfast. Everybody jumped up, and we didn't have a dishwasher, but they would have put their dishes in the dishwasher. They put theirs in the sink, you know, and you'd run out the door, grab your books and stuff and lunch and be on your way. I then would take, after they left, I would put anything that needed to be done for dinner for that night. I'd have it all prepared. Some of it I'd prepared the night before, like I got the roast in the pan. It was sitting in the refrigerator, so I'd pull it out that morning before I walked out to work. I'd put it in the oven, get it cooking, have just little things ready. And I would walk out the door probably only about 15 minutes after you guys left to go to school. And on my way out, I would grab that load of laundry up, and I would take it outside. It was right by where my car was parked, the clothesline was, and I would hang them on the line, jump in the car, and take off to work. That was just my morning. And I had to have it precision. And you fix the routine. Well, I don't have a clothesline. No, you're not listening. You fix a routine that works really good for you. These are little tips of how you can. Some people spend all Saturday doing mounds of laundry. You can't do that anymore. You can't spend time doing mounds of laundry. Those kids have to wear those jeans 2 and 3, 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
You will cut your laundry down. I did 4 loads of laundry for a family of 4 every week, and that's all. That's including sheets.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Mom and I might talk on that. The people and their laundry, you have got to get a grip. I am sorry, you have got to get a grip. If you're doing more than 1 load of laundry per week, per person in your family, plus 1 load of sheets and towels per week, guys, you're doing way too much laundry, and you need to stop it. Our kids wear the same pants. They'll wear them for a week in the winter when they're not out getting dirty. In the summer, we'll go 3 or 4 days if they're out getting really dirty or something. You know, when they hit 8, 9, 10 and start getting stinky, then we change the shirt every day. But if the shirt's not dirty and it's not smelly, we wear it again.
Don't wash it and let it sit. It is something. My husband used to say, we would rather have you relaxed and rested and be with us than to be doing all this stuff. And of course, some of it has to be done, you know, just to live reasonably. But your family would rather have dirty clothes and you spend time with them or be rested.
Dirty. Yeah, they weren't.
No,
dirty.
they weren't.
But like with Mom, when she would switch from her reception job to making piano parts at home, she would re-wear the same clothes several times. She didn't change her clothes twice a day and wash those every day.
No. And even like with the reception clothes, I know everybody's gonna say, I can't wear the same outfit to work every single day. Well, you can, but what I would do is I'd have 3 outfits or 4 outfits, and I would just switch them out, you know, rotate them, and then re-wear them over and over again. And so, then where did we leave off with? Oh, we're doing the laundry. I'm doing the laundry. So then when I got home, I usually would try to get 1 or 2 things. Now my work schedule is different, so you may have to readjust again around yours. But you take every little moment of time and you use it, and you try to do double, spend time with the kids and work at the same time, and limit your, give yourself a little leeway. Don't do so much laundry. Don't make sure the windows are shiny.
Stop spending so much time on your phone.
And well, that was going to be the next thing. How do you say, get rid of time wasters is what I call them. You spend tons of time on your phone, on YouTube watching things, TV, watching movies.
Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Yeah, just constantly. You got to get rid of anything that's wasting, and it's going to be hard for some of you. I don't think a lot of you realize how much every time that you hear the phone ring, you run, or you have it right by you. I actually see women with that phone laid open, just prepared in case it would ring, or they'll think of something and run over to call that person and tell them about it. You do not do the phone. You've got to stop it. And you have to really...
And I would go so far as to say, if you've got stuff you need to get done, you turn off your phone and you go put it in a very hard to get location.
Yeah, you may have to do something that
seriously.
does really.
And then get your work done and then go get your phone and you can turn it on.
And especially don't spend time on your phone when you're around your kids.
Yeah.
That is just... Now, you're going to have to a little bit if somebody's calling with a question for something, but don't just call somebody to sit and talk, or do something like that when your kids, when they're in bed, maybe you can do it or something else, but your kids are the most important thing. And so then I would just do dinner. They would come home from school. Like I said before, I would fold clothes. They would do their chores. They helped a lot. They would take the trash out for me. They helped me do all the dishes. They would help me prepare supper. You know, Tara would be fixing a salad. I didn't let her near the oven. She always burns herself. No, but, you know, they were in the kitchen helping. If there was something like, oh, something got spilled and needs vacuumed, even little ones can run that vacuum cleaner on a spot like that and just work to get... I think I can't emphasize that enough. And you have to keep working and not do the time wasters. That adds positive things to your life. You say, well, talking on the phone is positive for me. No, it's not as much so as what you think. You need it once in a while and you need to visit, but you're adding more stress to your life by talking on the phone and not getting your stuff done that needs to be done. You're not teaching your kids responsibility. They're seeing a mom... I have the most responsible kids in the world, and I thinking part of it was I had them do chores. They watched me. They saw me not sitting on the phone yakking or feeling sorry for myself or doing any of this. Your kids are going to do exactly what you do when they grow up. Now, what do you want them to do? See you be on the phone all the time, crying all the time, playing videos? Women play videos just as bad, you know, and the games and stuff like that is what men a lot of times. So,
all right, we are Jill and Tara from livingonadime.com. You can go check out more free tips and recipes and our Dining on a Dime cookbook at Living on a Dime. We have tons and tons and tons of free tips and recipes. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.